All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. That's all praise to the Most High God in the name of His only God Son, who the world enemy calls Jesus Christ. Right, brother Allah Yah
and Brother Lahab.
Today we're gonna be talking about the race wars that's going on right now. Is it biblical? Does the Bible talk about it? Right. What inspired me to do this because we was in a call last night and we it happened to get brought up, right? So first, let's go to Revelations 19 and 10 because it's in fact biblical, right? You got to be looking out for these things because Yahweh Shah said so, and the Lord's and Yahweh said so as well in Second Esdras 9, the first chapter, Salaki, the first verse on down, right?
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
All right, so the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So knowing that the scriptures speak about race wars, you should be looking out for that, right? Second Esdras, the ninth chapter, starting from verse 1 on down, tell you to measure the times, as we always bring out. So race wars is in fact biblical. You can go to Isaiah 13 and 14. You know, all the prophets, Isaiah, Esdras, they all prophesied about this. Christians, they think the book of Revelations is the only book of end time prophecy. You got the book of Isaiah, Matthew the 24th chapter. You got the book of Second Esdras. You got Ezekiel 38. I mean, the book of Jeremiah, it goes on, right? But Christians think end time prophecy is only in the book of Revelation. No, it's all throughout the Bible. Bring that out.
God. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as a chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
All right. So, Isaiah is saying that in the latter times, the end times, it's going to come to a point where every nation turns to his own people. And we kind of see that knowing that blacks and Spanish is the Native American, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, right? They coming together. They just so happen to be coming together, talking about black and brown must unite, right?
Right.
You know, you got all these Edomite devils, they showing their horns right now, you know. All right, so finish that out.
They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Right. So also you got these damn Nazis, whoever they call, going to the hoods. Then you got the hoods coming out, a bunch of Jakes and Eves, right? With ARs, shotguns, right? So they ain't going for it. And I'm gonna bring out Second Esdras 15:15. I just so happen to be there. That's crazy. But that's the spirit. Second Esdras 15 and verse number 15. I'm gonna start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right, right. So what's the modern day sword? We know the modern day sword is the what? The gun, right? Missiles, right? But what's the word I'm looking for? Predominantly is the gun, right? So woe to them, Salaki, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. You got these damn Nazis stand up against these Jakes and YNs with the ARs and stuff. And you got these wars going on, right? So one people shall stand and fight against another people, and swords in their hands, right? With guns in their hands. Like the videos, it shouldn't be too hard to find. You just look up, I think it's the Nazis went to Ohio. You search it up on YouTube, you'll be able to see the video. You had a bunch of Jakes and E's out there with ARs, Dracos, all that, shotguns, right? So they ain't going for it. Cause this ain't the 1940s no more, right? So it says, I'm gonna start over. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Talking about the gun. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning, are you gonna have these low level Edomites or just YNs, Jakes and E's? They ain't gonna give a damn if you the damn US president or not. Hey man, they got an opportunity to kill you, they gonna kill you too. That's why it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning men of higher stature, right? Damn your mayors, your damn what's it, other people of higher stature, your mayors and governors, so on and so forth, right? People ain't gonna care about that. What the police gonna be able to do at that time? Nothing, right? So I'm gonna go to Second Esdras chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 31. I'm gonna start at 30. This is Second Esdras 13, verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So we see that happening like crazy on earth. You got damn, what's the example? Oh, Ukraine, Ukraine, they just asked Germany to send their troops to go help them fight against the Russians. All right, we know that they're all Edomites, but you know, according to the world today, those are different countries, nations, right? So one people against another, and you, like I said, you got the Nazis and the damn YNs and Jakes ready to, you know, go hand in hand with these Nazis, and these Edomites scared for real, like we were saying, uh, when the Jakes started burning their flag and stuff, them Nazis, they ain't really want smoke for real.
They, they already have this natural fear of our people. So, they see our people out there, they burning their flags and they got guns and they, you know, of course
It's
they're gonna be scared.
a Bible verse on that too. It's a precept on that about the Edomites being scared of us. Try to find it real quick. So yeah. Let me see if I can find it on Google. Big crawl. I think it's Deuteronomy 2 and 4. Yeah, here it go. All right. So touching on that point, the Edomites, they really scared of us, but hey, they was blessed with a sword. So it's pretty much we can't beat e- Esau, which is the so-called white man, when it comes to war. We can't. That's why it's gonna take, Yahweh sent his son Yahweh shot the angels back to save us, right? But touch on that point, right? So let's give an example. Say you walk in a damn restaurant and it's nothing but Edomites in there, and they just be acting scared for some reason. You know, the scriptures talk about that. Deuteronomy 2 and 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, and verse 4. And command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Mount and Seir, and they shall be afraid of you.
They shall what?
And they shall be afraid of you.
Right?
Ye good heed unto
Take
your
take ye good heed.
Slakia. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore.
Right? So even in the ancient days, right, the Lord said that the children of Esau would be afraid of the Israelites. Right? They ain't nothing without a gun for real. That's their blessing. Let's go to Genesis 27. You know, when they got no weapons of mass destruction, they be feeling themselves. Is it Genesis 27, right? Talking about Esau blessing. Turn the page.
It's 27. Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
okay. Okay, come. That's the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above.
Right, so Isaac is talking to Esau right now, because if y'all not familiar with the book of Genesis, right, which you should be, Isaac blessed Jacob. Esau got jealous, right? He begged Isaac for a blessing, right? And ultimately, Esau was blessed with a sword. But read on.
Slocky, I'm gonna start from verse 38. I should start from that verse. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right?
And
You can't tell me that's not talking about the so-called white man. It said that dwelling should be at the fatness of the earth, meaning, you know, they was gonna damn rule everything, right? And it said that, read about the sword part again.
and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right? And by the sword shall they live. You know, you know these mass shootings, they just walk in a random place, shoot it up. Nobody does that with the so-called white race. When you see a East Indian man do that, when you see a so-called black and Hispanic do that, you know, if we go kill somebody, it's because, you know, they actually out to get somebody. They ain't about to just walk in a random school, shoot it up. All right, when you seeing a damn Chinese person, which would be a Moabite, when you see them do that, right? You can't tell me this ain't talking about the so-called white race. Read.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
All right, so Esau was wicked, right? He was so jealous of Jacob's blessing. This devil said, when my father Isaac died, you know, it's up for Jacob. Right? I'm a slay him. Right? You know, so hey, they've been out to kill us since way back then, right? Esau is the progenitor of the so-called white race. So the first so-called white man, they was fighting in the womb. If you read Genesis the 25th chapter, right? You know, they was fighting in the womb, but back on topic about uh these race wars, right? I'm gonna read it again. Second Edges 13 and verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another. You got these damn Nazis and you got Jakes and Eves and YNs in the hoods, right? One shall fight against another, one city against another, right? Because those damn Nazis, they wasn't even from that place. It was in Ohio. They wasn't even from there. They was from a whole other state. They drove all the way down there just to do that, right? So it says one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another, right? You know, it's like everything that the prophets talked about is all happening at one time. You know, you got to be looking out for all of these prophecies. You got to be tuned into all the whistleblowers, so on and so forth. But can you go to Isaiah 19 and 2? So Isaiah and Esdras, hey man, they was telling us about, and I'm sure other prophets was. I'm sure it's more precepts, but
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
right, I would set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Right now, is this literally talking about Egypt? No, it's talking about America. Let's get Revelations 11 and 8. Because we know that Babylon the Great, America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? And what it's saying is that Americans will fight against other Americans. That's what it's saying. When he said, I would set Egyptians against Egyptians.
And Khan, I want to say this. Anybody that's paying attention, as you can see, Americans are already against Americans.
Yeah, you got a Democrat versus Republican.
Right? You got right? You know, people are against other so-called white people are against other so-called white people that might have voted for Trump or that might be homosexuals. It's not just race wars. It's also like other people against other people.
Right? Like certain what's the word I'm looking for?
Political groups.
Yeah, political groups against other political groups.
Right.
Right.
All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
What's the great city? Babylon the Great, right?
Right. Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
It spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Right. Let me just prove that America is Babylon the Great. Right. Let's go to Zechariah the 2nd chapter. And it says spiritually is Sodom and Egypt. Now, let's think about it. When you look on the back of your dollar, what's on the back of your dollar?
Nah. That would have been perfect.
You look on the back of your dollar, I could just show brothers and sisters on my phone. Right, so here you have the dollar, right? What's on a dollar? A pyramid, right? So America is spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom, with all the, the LGBT, the Transformers, right? And Zechariah 2, verse 6, right?
And Khan, actually, a lot of the monuments in America, if you look into it, there's monuments that they had in Egypt.
Yeah, it's plagiarized from Rome, Egypt, right? Because also America is revived Rome as well. So can you read that?
Khan, it's the book of Zechariah, chapter 2 and verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord.
The land of the north. What's a northern country? America, right? Read.
For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
With the daughter of Babylon. So it called the land of the north the daughter of Babylon, right? And what does Babylon mean? It means confusion. What place is more confusing,
Check on the socket.
right? So what place is more confusing than America? There isn't a place more confusing than America, right? But going back to Isaiah uh 19:2, right? You got so much confusion going on in America, all the homosexuality, right? Uh, the lies, the wicked holidays, which the holiday that just passed was damn Valentine's Day, right? So it's just a bunch of confusion because all these holidays go back to damn pagan gods, right? But they have you celebrating that thinking that hey, ain't nothing wrong with it, you know. Like I believe it's Isaiah. See, I'm in Isaiah right now. Isaiah 5:11, or is it 11:5? Isaiah, what is that? Good is looked at as evil. Oh, it's Isaiah 5:20. So, right, because as I was saying, Babylon means confusion, right? Over here in America, everything evil is looked at as good, and good is looked at as evil. We out there reading the scriptures and bringing out the precepts, and everybody hate us. You know, good is looked at as evil, but they'll praise a damn LGBT member, right? They'll praise these wicked pastors taking 90% or however much it is, right? 10%, whatever, right? So this is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Now, woe means destruction, right? So, woe to them that calls good things evil and evil good. That's 99% of Americans, right?
Right.
Everything they do is damn evil, and they don't think it's not wrong with it. They say, God knows my heart, right? That's wicked, right? But getting back on topic, we're gonna go back to Isaiah 19 real quick. Hand it to you. Isaiah 19:2.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians,
Right, meaning the Americans against the Americans.
and they shall fight every one against his brother.
Right, everyone against his brother. And like you were saying, he got Edomites against Edomites.
Right. Con, you got Edomites that they cutting family members off simply because of who they voted for, which
Yeah,
we know that it didn't matter who you voted for, it was still going
yeah,
to suck.
right.
Right.
And it's actually a sin to vote.
Right. For our people.
It's a double sin. Like it's idolatry and it's a literal law telling you not to vote for a
Right.
heathen
Right.
king.
Con. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, everyone against his brother and neighbor. Right, because it's gonna come a time, right? As I think we ready to invading. I think Second Esdras 13, invading each other's households. Right, your neighbors that you damn knew for 10 years plus, they ain't gonna give a damn in that day. They gotta feed their family, and
Right.
hey, if you got something, they gonna come up in there.
God. And that spirit, nowadays a lot of Edomites, they're a lot more chill. But as soon as there's no food and water,
Yeah,
they going right back to that rape, rob, and murder
yeah, you gonna see
spirit that
their
they had
arms.
when they first came over here.
Yep.
They don't care who you are. It doesn't matter if it's their own people.
Okay, so we did read it in Second Ezra 15 verse 16, right? But yeah, you
Continue on that.
yeah,
Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards.
right. So that's crazy. So the Lord is saying that these people in the rough times when it, all hell breaking loose, they're gonna be calling on their false gods to save them, right? You know, they still gonna the 2/3 Israelites. Hopefully, we of that elect and of that 1/3, Lord willing,
God,
right? Our people still gonna be calling on these false damn gods, so on and so forth, right? That's why the Lord just gonna have to put a lot of us blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans to death, right?
right. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord.
A fierce king. Who we got right now? Donald Trump, right? So everybody hates Donald Trump right now. This man
Right,
passing all these laws, right? He coming up with all. He just doing a lot. You know, everybody is hating Donald Trump right now. He's a fierce king, right? You know, he's causing NATO and the EU to hate him. He trying to take all these lands, right? He trying to damn remove Gaza from their land, take over the Gaza Strip. You know, he making anti-Semitism laws and so on and so forth. Right. So this man is a fierce king. He's sending the Northern Kingdom over there to Guantanamo Bay. Not just the Northern Kingdom, because you got a lot of uh Haitians, which is tribe of Levi, and uh Jamaicans, which is tribe of Benjamin. Right. They going over there too. So this is a fierce king. Read.
and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up, and the reeds and flags shall wither.
Right. Meaning basically it ain't gonna be nothing to save you.
Right,
Saying the water gonna be dried up, meaning there ain't gonna be nothing to eat, nothing to drink, right? And they said the defenses, what did it say about the defenses? Salaki?
and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up.
Right, the brooks of defense. Right. So it's not gonna be nothing to save you when all hell breaks loose. If you ain't right with the Lord, right? Is it more than that?
That's it.
Right. So I was gonna bring this out. Second Ezra 16 and I'm gonna start at 74. So if you want to be protected by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, when all hell break loose, you gotta be keeping the commandments. So hey, you're gonna die 100%. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Everybody you
God,
know, you including yourself, is gonna die. We hoping we praying that we can survive and make it. But
right,
you have zero works and you really expect to escape Jacob's trouble, right? You know, you gonna die 100%. And everybody you know.
God. And I want to say,
Everybody living wicked that you know.
right,
Because
Salakia,
some people may know Hebrew Israelites
right,
that could, make it endure to the end.
God. And I want to say this. I know we always talk about this, but you know, I told myself, you might as well have as many works as possible, because if, like, for example, if one of us die, we have a better chance of, salvation still.
Yeah,
If you live in life and you die, you know, and you get woken up again and
yeah,
you end up dying a second time,
exactly.
You might as well have works.
Yeah,
Just in case if you die,
because
know.
Salaki, right? We could die during Jacob's trouble, but
Right.
it's like if we die, at least we won't have to wake up to that second death,
Right.
which would be
Con.
that Satan 2 or whatever missile they sent,
Right.
right? But if you living wickedly, you may die to a damn a straight bullet to the head
I'm
during
telling you.
Jacob's trouble or a missile, but then you're gonna wake up to that nuke, right? So you just gonna, hey, that's two bad ways to go out, right? When Yahweh comes back, the righteous brothers and sisters that passed away in the truth, they gonna be the first on the chariots. But
Right.
hey, if
Con.
you was wicked, you're gonna die in Jacob's trouble, then you're gonna wake up to another death, that second death, the lake of fire, right? But bringing out this precept, second Ezra 16:74. Hear ye, O my beloved, said the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Right, talking about Jacob's trouble. But I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh. Right, so the Lord just said he's only going to be looking out for the ones keeping his commandments and
Con.
precepts. So,
Con.
hey, if you live in wicked, just just be ready to get put to death. I got to keep it 100. The Lord said, Second Esdras, the ninth chapter. Might as well get it real quick. Second Esdras 9 and verse 15. I have said before and now do speak, and I will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than them, Salaki, than of them which shall be saved. All right, so it's gonna be way more that dies than be saved. You're gonna have that 1/3. You go to Zechariah, use it right here.
Um,
Zechariah,
Amos.
you only gonna have that 1/3 that gets saved, right? And that 144,000, which is within that 1/3. And you don't want
Con.
to be a part of that 2/3, right?
Right.
The numerology of that is 666, right? You took after the beast.
Con. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
Right. So you want to be a part of that 1/3 that gets saved, right? By the chariots. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 31.
Con. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Right. So you want to be a part of that. The ones that get gathered by the chariots, right? The ones that ascend up to heaven in the cloud, as Revelations the 11th chapter says. All right. You don't want to be the one to damn die to a nuclear missile, right? Because according to the Bible, for new brothers and sisters, America will get destroyed by thermonuclear destruction.
Con.
Okay, right? And we might do that video next, right? But you can bring that out.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword,
Right,
which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
right. So all the sinners of Yahweh's people, which is the Israelites, y'all gonna die by the sword, right? In
Con.
Jacob's trouble. Meaning it could be a missile, it could be a damn to some bullets.
It could be anything.
You can die to dehydration or starvation, right? And it's a scripture about that in Second Esdras. Like it gets so rough. It says that people gonna be out here eating each other. I wish I knew where that precept was at. Uh, Salaki. Let me see. Hold on. So we gonna bring this precept out too, though. This is Second Ezra 15:18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So, men, the times we coming in, these damn YNs, they gonna be scared, right? Because go to Jeremiah 30:7, and then Matthew 24:21. Right, all these tough guys, right? The damn so-called white men, these damn KKK members, these YN Jakes. Hey, the Lord said they're gonna be scared. Verse 7, 2 Ezra 15:17. A man shall desire Salaki. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. As we were just saying, you could know somebody for 10 years straight. The Lord said that a man is not going to have any pity on his neighbor. He don't give a damn how long he knew you. And a lot of you Jakes, that's the problem. You want to trust it and love the so-called white man. According to the scriptures, if you got a so-called white man as your neighbor, they ain't going to have no pity on you. And not just the so-called white man, but a lot of us, that's who you Jakes and Eves love the most. Oh, it's the so-called white man more than anybody. So a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Right? Talking about with the gun. You gonna have damn YNs busting in houses during Jacob's trouble with ARs, so on and so forth. Right? But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Right? All the food you was storing up, trying to get ready for the apocalypse. Right? That ain't gonna save you. The scriptures say in Isaiah the 33rd chapter, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. But shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? So people gonna be out there searching for food, right? They hungry, they gotta feed themselves and their family. So they gonna be down raiding these houses for food, right? Destroying it with a sword. You got that?
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right? Now let's go to Matthew 24. So Jacob's trouble is gonna be the worst time in history, and it seems like it's starting up, right? Bit by bit.
It's the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
Right. So it's gonna be the worst time in history ever. It's gonna surpass the transatlantic slave trade, all that, right? And we know how bad that was. So that tells you how bad things is gonna get. And this earth deserves it, right? How wicked this earth is. They need that. They think everything is a damn game, right? But it's second Ezra 16. I'm gonna start at hey, all this is good. I kind of want to read all this. Honestly, I might just read all of it. This is second Ezra 16 and uh I'm gonna start at 13. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, right? His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. Right now, is this talking about a literal damn bow and arrow? No. What Edris is talking about is a missile. How do we know that? We'll read on. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, what type of bow can you shoot and
Right.
it goes to the other side of the world? Right? If you ever looked at a bow and a missile, they look very similar to each other. But at that time, Edris, he never seen a damn missile before. So he's just describing it to the best of his ability, right? Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Right? Talking about the missile heat, so on and so forth. Verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, the powers shall stand in fear. It says the powers shall stand in fear. So even these damn high elites, right? Damn Donald Trump, so on and so forth, right? Damn your Joe Biden's, Barack Obama's. It says that the power shall stand in fear. The beginning, read it on, Salaki. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So Ezra's is like, damn, what am I gonna do in that time? Right? And that's also, you know, shows regeneration because
God.
hey, Ezra's was around thousands of years ago, but he was talking about it very in time. Behold, verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation, and aguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? So, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Right? You see these terrorists going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Trump is also talking about putting 100% tariffs on bricks, right? And Ezekiel prophesied about bricks in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, and it says Gog, which is Russia, the leader of Russia, will destroy Babylon the Great, right? And hey, coincidentally enough, Trump is pissing them off right now, talking about putting 100% tariffs on them. They go through with the bricks, right? But verse 22. For many of them that dwelleth upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right. So it's saying that even if you damn get something to eat, right? Say you may come across a damn truck of Twinkies, as brothers say, then right when you eating that, somebody may damn snipe you in your head. Right.
Right.
So it says for many of
God.
them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Verse 23. And dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Right. So you coming into times where you're gonna be so uncomfortable, right? So you might as well get uncomfortable now and go do the work. Right. So
Right.
you might as well go get blood off your hands. What are you doing? You're gonna get uncomfortable anyway. So it's gonna be way worse than being out there reading the Bible and people, scoffing at you. Verse 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it, right? Meaning to save the earth, right? Verse 25. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall treat them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another and hear his voice. So it's gonna be so bad that men they gonna be wanting to hear other men's voice. You know, that's crazy. That's the times we coming into, and people think it's a game. They just living their life. They don't want to listen to us, right? They can't stop eating damn pork. They can't put on fringes. They gonna be wishing they listen when all hell breaking loose, right? Uh, let's see what the rest is. Jump to verse. So I can. I'm gonna finish this verse. I'm gonna read verse 34, then we probably wrap up. Verse 33, unless you got something else. Verse 33, second Ezra 16:33. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. All right, so ain't gonna be nobody to help these damn wicked Eves out here. All right, that say they don't need a man, so on and so forth.
All right, Salakia. And it's a it's a known fact that there are more women here than men. So, when all the men are dying off, the women really gonna be, going through a hard time at
Get
that
that Isaiah 13.
No, at verse 12.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish this. Reading on. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, so that also goes into a draft. A draft is going to happen too, right? That's what this verse is saying, right? So, hey man, all hell getting ready to break through on the earth, and we see it happening right now with the wars, the sedition among men, the pestilences, the earthquakes, the damn civil wars kicking off. It's the time you got to be on fire, right? You got a lot of bugging out happening within the nation of Israel, right? That could be you. The Lord can give you over to a strong delusion. So, and you want to stay humble, sincere, and try to stay on fire as best as possible, right? So you can bring that out.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 12 and verse chapter 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold,
Right?
even a man than the golden wedge over fur.
Right. So women ain't gonna care about money in that day when all hell breaking loose. They're just gonna be looking for a man to protect them. Right. The Lord said He's gonna make a man finer than fine gold. Right. And they especially gonna be looking for a man of the Lord, like a Hebrew Israelite man. Right. You got that 7. Should I tell you, hold on, man? I think it's Zed chapter 3. No, right here, 4.
Con, that's the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to
All right.
take away our reproach.
All right. So basically, they're gonna be saying, you know, hey, we gonna we gonna get our own food, get our own clothes. Just let us dwell with you, right? Just protect us. That's it, right? So that's the times we coming into all these E's that want to bash the so-called black man, right? Say we ain't shit. Hey, we gonna see in a minute. Okay,
Con.
all right, finish that up.
In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
All right, but that was it. I'm
Okay.
tripping. Did we read the 7 chapter 8?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, hey, that's the times we coming into. These women, they gonna start acting like women again. And hey man, all hell is getting ready to break loose on the earth. It's just every day is something new, right? So you gotta be stay on fire, stay in the spirit, and hey,
Gotta be paying attention.
yeah, measure the times like Second Edges 9:1 says, right? Second Edges 9 chapter. All right, but with that, we're gonna close up. Once again, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, right? With that, we're gonna say call Halal, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and Shalom.
Shalom.